everybody, Adam here. So today, again, it's been a while since my last video, and I'm not going to be able to do these as frequently, but today I have for you another book-related review. This time it is on The Science of Running by Steve Magness. So this book is an excellent book if you are trying to understand the science behind running. Pretty simple, it's surprising, like, ooh, like, that's what it's called, that's what it's there for. So this book, essentially, it's divided up into roughly two sections. The first one is all about the science, digging really deep into how running works, based on our best current understanding. The book is only a few years old, so it's very up to date. Now, the second half is largely about what that means, in a practical sense, how to apply that. So essentially how to design programs to get better at running. And first of all, it's going to be a rough book if you don't have a pretty solid head for a lot of exercise-related concepts to begin with. It is pretty dense. It is pretty hard to understand. In particular, I would say that parts of the practical section are actually a little more confusing and harder to sort of wrap my brain around than even the science parts in the beginning, because the science parts relatively map onto things I understand, but when it gets sort of down to the art of things, which is the practical application of them, stuff is a little bit harder to sort of, fit all the pieces together. So yeah, it's definitely not for absolute beginners. It's definitely not for, the very, very, beginning of things. But at the same time, it is absolutely amazing in terms of laying all the high-level info out there. If you are looking to get better at running, if you have already started running and need to take your game up to the next notch, this is the book for you. It is absolutely going to do it. Essentially, it maps onto essentially a lot of stuff that I already know coming from a strength training background. If you look at the way that you periodize, which is, say, the way that you organize workouts, the way you plan long term, when designing a program for running, there are a lot of concepts that map on very similarly to the way that we train for strength. So there is sort of that affinity there. Now, of course, me being myself a strength-focused person, obviously I am not going to be putting this into application anytime soon. This is more of a intellectual interest for me than, something that I am directly going to apply. It's not going to have a lot of direct applicability if you're just looking to get stronger, or if you're just looking to get bigger, for example. I will also say that while Steve's understanding of a lot of stuff is really good, definitely some of the strength training stuff, it could be a little bit more fleshed out in terms of sort of the way that strength training can help with running. Now, that's not a jab at him. I know nothing compared to him when it comes to all the running stuff, but as someone who knows all the weight training stuff, there are, definitely a little bit of room for improvement there. But aside from that, amazing book, covers literally everything you ever need to know, and essentially, just excellent, just an excellent book all around. I got it on Amazon Kindle. It is a pretty long book. It is a pretty heavy book. Don't expect to breeze through it. It took me definitely a couple weeks, really, to go through it. And, there's a lot of stuff, particularly in the application section, which I said I struggled a little bit more with, that you have to reread a little bit. You have to really understand and, really put your mind to it. But again, there's nothing better out there that I know of. Again, running is not my specialty, so certainly, maybe there is something better out there that I don't know of. But I have seen this book cited a lot when I, go to other coaches that know a lot about running, and it seems pretty amazing to me. So, as always, like, comment, share. Tell me what you want to see in future videos, and I will talk to you next time. Have a good one.